Welcome back to This Week in Pennsylvania. I'm joined now by a timely fellow, State Representative Ed Nielsen. He is the chairman of the House Transportation Committee. He is, like me, from Philadelphia. But you're right at the center of that I-95 disaster, really. You were on the ground moments after it happened, not long after it happened. Give us the update as we sit here right now. How long is it going to be closed? How much is it going to cost? And who's going to pay for it?
Well, there's a lot of unanswered questions, but let's go to the first thing. As of this morning when I stopped by the site, it was 100% demolished. They took all the old roadway out and they started repairing it. We're hoping 6 weeks is a good target number, probably closer to 8. The way the governor...
You think it could be done in 8 weeks?
I do.
2 months?
No doubt about it. Now, this is a temporary fix. This isn't a full fix.
Okay.
So Governor Shapiro laid out a quick plan with PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll, and I think their plan's come to fruition. As of this morning, it was unbelievable. It was night and day compared to the first day I was there, and I was there within the first 2 hours.
How disruptive is it in Philadelphia?
It is disruptive. My son put it the best way possible, because if it would have happened 24 hours later, my son would have been right there.
Had it been, it was about 6:30 on a Sunday morning. Had it been 6:30 on a Monday morning?
Devastation, devastation. Now, you know, our prayers to the family of the driver lost, and all the first responders that hit that spot. I mean, it was a tough day for everybody.
It's not the first time things have gotten under these overpasses and burned and then caused major damage. Is there any way to restrict that? Is that something the Transportation Committee might look at?
The way 95 was built, it actually cuts part of the city off from one part, the industrial to the actual city.
Yeah.
We do have the waterfront downtown. They're going to do a big capping project to connect the two. But in most communities, that can't happen. So you can't you have the trains, you have everything, all the ports down on that side of the 95, so it's tough.
Why should people from Erie or Greene counties care about this?
Well, we are the economic engine. It's the only first-class city. And if you look at the 5-county area, plus Allegheny County, we provide 46% of the tax base here in Pennsylvania and get less than 20% back in return for our money.
Was the pandemic actually a good thing? People can work from home. What are we seeing about local rapid mass transit?
Well, mass transit has really stepped up. You have to say, shout out to SEPTA, because they have really done a good job. My children are taking it on the way down, as many people in the community are. Anybody north of the Cottman Ave ramp are, ridership's up 14%. But there are coming issues too. With all the COVID money that they were received, that goes dry next year, and we have to look at local funding options to bring them up to speed and allow them to expand.
I don't know if you heard, but we're right in the middle of budget negotiations, and I have a feeling that SEPTA is going to have their hand out. But I do want to say this. We just got an email this week from the Locomotive Union. In a release, it says, talking about SEPTA, it says, when it comes to the regional rail SEPTA, it should change its name to INEPTA. Transit agency is unprepared for the surge in ridership caused by the I-95 collapse due to shady self-dealing practices, short staffing, and a disregard for the needs of riders. I'm not telling you anything when I say there are lawmakers across this state. Hey, the highway collapsed, we got to fix it. They're okay with that. But when it comes to shoveling more money into SEPTA, they get a little squishy.
Everybody gets a little squishy with that, and aviation and all those big units that keeps the city and the people moving. I've rode SEPTA my entire life, and what I've seen in my community from this collapse is moving people.
But you're the chair of the Transportation Committee. You're from Philadelphia. It's right under your nose when they're saying shady self-dealing practices, and I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but can you be comfortable the money's going where it's supposed to go?
We are. They do report to the committee every year, both the House and the Senate, and we have chances to have hearings and ask them about that. Most of the dealings are with the SEPTA board. They are an oversight, and they're appointed, and those appointments change annually.
As we said in the budget, one of the big issues in the budget, I think, is bipartisan, getting the state police out of the motor license fund. So our gas taxes, which are supposed to pay exclusively for roads and bridges, at least that's what some people thought, a good chunk of that goes to state police. How do we get state police out of that so that that extra money, a couple $100 million a year, can go to the roads and bridges?
The greatest part of it is you'll see in transportation, it's not a partisan issue. It's a bipartisan. Chairman Benninghoff and I, different parts of the state, sponsored a bill that will do just that. It will put $1.5 billion over the next 5 years and invest that in fixing our roads and bridges. I mean, the average age of our bridges are over 50 years old, and we have 25,000 plus. We need to keep them repaired.
You're the transportation chair. How do we get more money? Look, these cars are getting more gas mileage. There's electric vehicles. We'll talk about that in a minute. but it's declining revenues, but an increasing demand. Where else are we getting money?
Well, that was the importance about putting this money back in there, okay? And then the next piece we'll do is we're going to address Washington has told us we're going to go to electric vehicles.
And well, I want to talk about that just 1 second, though. Where does that extra couple $100 million, okay, we're not going to pay the state police a couple $100 million. Well, where are we getting the couple $100 million to pay the state police?
Well, we are getting that out of some of our liquor taxes, tobacco settlement money and all. The governor has laid out a sure plan that has money that is expendable to put into it.
There's a bill in the Senate that would charge a fee when you get an electric vehicle, about $290 a year, because they're saying you're not paying those gas taxes, but you're using the roads. Do you support that?
I support having electric vehicles. Whether I support that bill, that's another thing, because through the legislative process, I like the option that they put in there for monthly payments. The average person with a gas car pays about $285. So we're on the right track. We just have a different ideas of way to get there. But we'll discuss it in our committee. I'm certain we're going to address it this session.
Ed Nielsen, thanks so much for being with us. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Dennis.
Really appreciate it. See you, man.
Thank you.
Hey, stay with us. Much more This Week in Pennsylvania. We come right back.